Hi, my name, I'm starting this YouTube channel for a few different reasons. One of the biggest, I got the idea actually from another YouTube channel I've seen called Omar Gosh TV and the Omar Gosh. And I'll throw their name in the link so you can watch him because he's awesome. He's probably my favorite YouTuber of all times. But his wife has a disability, and I've heard them make a few comments about that she doesn't look like there's anything wrong with her. And unfortunately, people with chronic illnesses get that all the time. But you look just fine. But if you could literally see inside of us, you'd understand that we are miserable, and we've learned how to just fake it. And unfortunately, unless you have an actual chronic illness, you don't understand it. I never in a million years thought that this is how my life would take me. This is the path that I would go. In due time, I will show you. I'll tell you my real name, or my name. But I'm going to go by my second favorite name in the whole world, or my first name, which is Nina. Everybody calls me Nina. I really am several kids as godmothers. But thankfully all my nieces and nephews call me Nina, so it means a lot to me because, unfortunately, because of all of my disabilities, one of the things I can't have is kids. And me and my husband tried for years, and it didn't work. And because of my autoimmune disease, I ended up having to have a total hysterectomy this last December. And so, literally, there's no chances I'll ever have kids. But I do have lots of nieces and nephews and godchildren, and they definitely help fill my heart. I have a puppy, well, a dog, that you'll definitely get to meet because she's the only thing that gets me out of bed most days. Her name is Nala. She's half Pomeranian Chihuahua, so she's a little thing. And then we have Ariel, who's a pure black cat, and of course you'll get to meet her too. I want to kind of use this. I'm going to film quite a bit, as a lot of my life, kind of from my perspective, and the way the looks I get, and the way I get treated, and like out in public when I use my handicap parking spot, or just in general when I go to doctors, the way you're treated, and the hurdles that we have to go through for chronic pain. It's something that none of us want. Unfortunately, it just happens upon us. So I keep mentioning like chronic disease, chronic pain, chronic stuff. It's a little bit more than that old injury. It's way more than that. So I did a few definitions. I pulled most of the definitions, I think, either off Wikipedia, which you can see here, up here, the Wikipedia. And the other one was the Mayo Clinic. And so I just kind of want to get people familiar with autoimmune diseases. And pretty much what it does is your immune system doesn't know how to respond. So usually when you catch like a cold, your body knows how to fight it. But with an autoimmune disease, it doesn't know what's good and what's bad, so it attacks everything, including like your joints, your cartilage, your organs. It literally just starts shutting everything down. So there's over 80 different types of autoimmune diseases, or at least 80. Sorry about that. And they're not quite sure what the leading cause for it is, or, and everybody gets it no matter what. My grandfather actually had it, and he died 4 days after his 58th birthday. This was back in 1979, so they really didn't understand autoimmune diseases at that point. But it literally deteriorates, most of them deteriorate your body until it kills you. A really familiar one is lupus. A lot of people know people with lupus. The other one is RA, which has been called rheumatoid arthritis. The problem is you've got to take the arthritis out because arthritis is just one of the symptoms. So they're in the process of changing that to rheumatoid, either autoimmune disease, or just, so it'll still say the RA, or rheumatoid disease, because like I said, arthritis is just one of the symptoms you get with it. And that's what I have is RA and fibromyalgia. But like I said, lupus is a really big known one. Multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, things like that. Those are some of the ones that a lot of people have heard of. But there are over 80 different types. Most of them can be detected either in blood work, X-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, things like that, and they can totally affect your life, and it changes. I was diagnosed right before my 30th birthday. I just celebrated my 37th on St. Patrick's Day. But one of the things, or how I was diagnosed, was the summer before that I was 29. My ankle swelled for absolutely no reason. So I went to a bunch of different doctors, and nobody could understand what was going on. They kept saying I twisted my ankle or I fell, and I kept telling them, no, I didn't. I know I didn't do that. So then that Thanksgiving, I was helping my mom prep everything, get ready for Thanksgiving, and was explaining to her the pain I was in. And so she informed me that, or she said, you sound just like my dad. And the light bulb came on for both of us. And so I went to my doctor that next week, had my blood work done, came back abnormal. So I started seeing a rheumatologist, and literally was diagnosed for my 30th birthday. And since then, it has been a total roller coaster, something that changed my life. And unfortunately, it's progressing at an extreme high rate. And I've had to quit working, and all I see is doctors and go for treatments and fight with the insurance companies. And so that's kind of why I decided, like I said, again, to Omar Gosh, in his videos, it reminded me that there's so many people out there that don't understand, and that maybe they would understand if they saw it firsthand. And so I want to kind of do my video showing the world instead of me. Again, like I said, in time, when it's the right time, I'll turn the camera around and introduce myself officially. But in the time being, I'm going to kind of show you guys at least what I can on what it's like to have a chronic illness and what we go through. Because there's so many people that you'd never know. Like I said, I'm 37. I don't look sick, whatever that means. But once I start explaining to you guys the pain and my journey, you'll hopefully people will get to understand, and we can get awareness out about autoimmune diseases. So again, here's just a little summary of what rheumatoid arthritis is. Like I said, I hate using the word arthritis because it's only a very short one of the many symptoms. But it you can see that down here it affects your eyes, your lungs, your heart, your tendons, your joints. Usually feel it in your joints first, and that's kind of probably why it came up. Again, like I said, I just turned 37. My eyesight's completely deteriorated. My hearing is going. My kidneys hate me. I've gone into acute renal failure a few times. I probably end up in the hospital every 3 to 4 months and have to spend about a good week in there with tons of antibiotics and medicine to keep me going. And then I'm out. Thankfully, I have an amazing support system. I've been with my husband since I was 18. He was 19, back in 1998. So we've been together almost 19 years. And we've been married. In January, we celebrated 14 years married. Like I said, we can't have any kids, so we have our 4-legged ones. And he's been extremely supportive. Like I said, I was diagnosed 7 years ago, so it's not my battle, it's our battle. He's our full-time, supporter, and he works every day for the health insurance and to take care of me. So he's not just my best friend, he's my rock, he's my stone. Again, this one I pulled off the Mayo Clinic. You can see the little Mayo Clinic, which is, if you ever have any questions about anything that's a good source, reliable source you can go to, that they'll help explain anything regardless of what you're looking for. Gotta love the internet now. One of the other things I suffer from would be fibromyalgia. I'm sorry, not all the definitions are sticking in there. It's kind of hard to do this. It looks harder than it's harder than it looks. So fibromyalgia, again, that's something, I pulled this off the Mayo Clinic. It's something they're still learning about and haven't quite figured it out. It's been going on probably for the last 20, 30 years, where they're finally putting a name to it. It's finally being classified as a real disease, what it does. But it, on top of the RA, it's an extreme, literally the only way to explain it is that your body hates you. Unfortunately, when it comes to autoimmune diseases and diseases kind of like fibromyalgia, there are no cures. They still don't understand why your body turns on itself and starts attacking itself. And so there's still a lot of research that's going into it. But so not only is my body shutting down because the immune system's attacking itself, now because of all the stress of it, it's kind of turned to the fibromyalgia, so it affects everything. My entire body, head to toe, hurts. I don't know if anybody knows what it's like to have the tops of your feet hurt. It doesn't make any sense. The way I don't hurt these things for them to hurt, to do it. Sorry about that. So again, just a little bit of introduction. You can research more on these things. Yes, I've tried going straight vegan, cutting out meats, trying to cut out, eat only organic vegetables and things like that. And I don't see any difference at all. So, I'm just like my grandfather, where it literally just hates me. I have, one of my mom's sisters. She's was the first one diagnosed in our family after my grandfather. She has it very severe, like I do. Then I have one of my uncles who was diagnosed probably about 2 years before me. And then I have 2 or 3 other uncles that are in the process of being tested for it. And yeah, I said 2 or 3. My mom comes from a family of 14. She's actually number 7. And so there's a pretty big quantity of us. Tons of cousins. We all live in the same little place, which is Colorado. So if you guys haven't been to Colorado, you guys are going to get to see Colorado on my side, because, like I said, I want to flip the camera so you guys see what I see and see how I get treated with, chronic illness, where you don't look sick all the time. Sometimes you do. But and even then it looks like you have like just a basic illness. But there's so much more to this than you can even imagine. I do have another thing, and I don't know exactly how to say it. It's called icy, and it's the lining of my bladder is gone. Again, no cure, just treatments. So then that just adds between the RA, the fibromyalgia, and that's kind of what usually happens, is once you get one, it just keeps breaking down and deteriorating your body until you have 100 other things going on, because your body just literally hates you. I wanted to kind of leave this video more of an introduction and kind of introduce myself and tell you guys what I'm doing and why I plan on doing it. Part of one of the twists I want to have on this channel is other people who have chronic illnesses. And so I'm going to throw my email address in the link below. And that way, if you do have a chronic illness, I'd like you to send me an email so we can get together, maybe have a short video done and add it into mine. And that way you can see from multiple people's perspectives and how it affects them and how it changes them. I will be introducing you to my family, because one of the things that happened throughout this journey is, of course, I couldn't work. I was a manager for different places for the last 20 years. Yes, I started working early. So I started off as just a basic office manager, went to store manager, and then I became like CEO. But because I worked so hard and it was so stressful, now my arms go completely numb, my hands, and they like clench up like claws. So I can't use them all the time. I can't use them like I used to. Not to mention one of the biggest symptoms you get is called a brain fog. And it's not, oops, I forgot something. I literally forget words, full sentences. I don't know how to describe things. I'll sit down to pay a bill and I'll write it in my notebook that I paid it, but I don't actually do the payment. Or the opposite, I'll do the payment and not write down that I did it. Things like that. So when you can't be in charge of other people when you're mentally not all there. Not to mention, I have days I literally can't get out of bed. The only reason I have to get out of bed is because I have to go to the bathroom. And that's not fun. So you will get to know my bedroom and you'll get to see how fun it is to spend all your life in a bed. And it's because your pain is so great. You can't get out of bed. It's not fun. It's actually very horrible and it hurts. You're miserable. I don't want this to be a negative side and just constantly bitching and griping. But again, I want to show a true perspective what it's really like to have a chronic illness. And part of that is, yeah, being in bed quite a bit. For me, even being sitting on the couch hurts. So I can only usually sit out there for a little while. Hard stools, things like that really hurt. Another thing that happened from working is I spent so much time looking down because you're typing, you're writing, you don't look up a whole lot. So my neck hurts really bad, which I'm going through testing and stuff like that because I think there's a lot of actual wear and tear there and I don't know what's going to happen. So of course I stopped working, which I was the breadwinner. My husband's had his job, but because he pays for like the health insurance, most of his check goes towards that instead of, and so with my checks, I was able to pay the bills. I lost my job, even though I was informed that they would work with me and we set up everything remotely so I could work from home. But I'll get more into that one later. So I haven't been able to work. And because I do have a degree in business management and I do have all the experience, I can't just go get a basic part-time, secretary position because I'm overqualified. And so people think that I'm gunning for a management position and I'm really not. It would be so awesome, literally, to be able to work again. But unfortunately, like I said, people really think I'm there for the management position and they don't want to give that up. So they won't, I'm overqualified. And they think I want more money and don't understand that, sometimes you want to get out of the house and it not be for a doctor's appointment or to fight with the insurance or to go get an MRI or things like that. So I don't work. Like I was saying, we lost my house, which was a big, beautiful house. I'll show you pictures of it. And we're living in a little tiny house now with no stairs. Thankfully, I have broken my pinky toe 3 years ago, by simply walking down the stairs. I didn't roll it. I just stepped down and snapped my pinky in half. So they did actually have to go in and have surgery and remove the piece I broke off and then put a pin in there. And I'll show you guys some pictures of that too. And then we moved to a different house, smaller house, less stairs when we lost that house. And I fell down those stairs 100 times. And so my husband was like, nope, not going down that, no more stairs. So we found this house, which is really tiny. I'm hoping here in the next few years, we'll be able to just build kind of a rancher style house with enough room. Because I do collect Beauty and the Beast, and I would love to get my collection out because it's a massive collection. But this house is too small. And again, I'll take you on a tour of the house, probably in my next video, and kind of show you how fun it is, again, to have a chronic illness. And honestly wish that you could do housework and it not kill you. But so I lost my house, we lost our car, because I couldn't work, and so now my husband has to literally work as many hours as he can to support us. Because unfortunately, when you don't have kids and you don't have, or you make enough money and there's only 2 of you, there's no chance of any kind of government assistance or even disability in Colorado. Colorado is one of the hardest states to get disability. And it doesn't help that I'm only 37 with a college degree. They assume I can go get another job. And literally the last time I was denied, it said that, yeah, they understand I'm in pain, but not enough pain. So hopefully, again, we can spread some awareness about autoimmune diseases and what they are and what they do and how bad it affects your body. And I'm not knocking cancer by any means, but we need the word out about autoimmune diseases like it is for cancer. If people don't care, we're never going to find a cure for it. We're never going to find what's going on and why our bodies attack us. And so we really need to help spread the word and get it out there and fight for it and stuff. This video is getting a little longer than I wanted. I only wanted to do probably about 15-20 minutes. I'm at 21 minutes now. With just a basic introduction. Like I said, as the videos go on more and I get feedback on everything, I'll go from there. I don't want this channel necessarily to be only about me. I want it to be about everybody and how we can fix things and help each other and be there for each other and spread awareness. Not just about my diseases, but everybody with a chronic illness and what we can do as a community and come together as a world, because we're one, regardless of shape, size, color, religion. We have one planet to share, and if we can help each other out and be there for each other, we can do this. It doesn't all have to be bad. Again, so if you know anybody with chronic illnesses or diseases, if you yourself are, I would love for you to email me, and we can figure out a way, like I said, for you to do a short clip introducing yourself and what you have and how it affects you. I've talked to all my family members, and so I will be introducing all of them on my channel and how it's affected them. Not only do I not have a car because it was taken, it was repoed, but I don't drive because of the medications I'm on, and then I don't trust myself behind the wheel of the car because I have really slow reflexes. My hands are affected, probably one of the worst. Like I said earlier, my hands, my shoulders, my arms. So holding onto the steering wheel is something that's almost, I almost can't do it. So at about a year ago, 2 years ago, I stopped driving. So I might run to the store real quick around the corner, but other than that, I don't drive, which all my doctors are in other cities. My primary is 45 minutes away from me, where I do, my rheumatologist is in Denver, my urologist is in Denver, my dermatologist is in Springs. So I literally have to schedule all my appointments around my family's schedules so that they can take me to all my appointments. So I want to introduce them and how me being diagnosed has affected them, and how this is, it's not just me who's sick, it's we that are sick. I'm thankful, like I said, I have an amazing support system. I can't imagine the people out there, because there's a lot of people that don't have anybody. And this video is kind of for them, so we can spread awareness and get help for them, because people do like to help and people do care. I believe that this world is good, and we can be there for each other. So that's, like I said, that's kind of why I decided to start this channel, so that we could be there and help and love each other. And sometimes it's just a helping hand. On Facebook, I'm part of an RA support group, and on a voluntary basis, a bunch of us get together and mail birthday cards to each other. Like I said a little bit ago, my birthday was St. Patrick's Day, so it passed. And I got a ton of birthday cards from all over the place. And it was beautiful. Like every time I just got another one this weekend in the mail, and it lit up my life. Just to know that I'm not alone in this struggle. That these people really, truly understand what I'm going through. And there's days like that you can't pick up a pen, you can't hold it, let alone write, you know. I understand that. When I mailed off my March cards, I forgot to put postage on them. So when I told everybody I was sorry that the postage, that I did that and they were returned to me, everybody in the group understood that because they all do the same things. Kind of like leaving the stove on. But again, like I said, I plan on doing videos, several videos, probably. I'm thinking at least twice a day, maybe not, maybe a little bit more, depending on like when I have doctor's appointments or when I go on visits, or people come to visit me. We'll get people, you know, we'll see how much more I can do. But I figured now, for now, kind of one in the morning, explaining how the day's starting off, and then one in the evenings, because of course, as you've gone throughout the day, your pain definitely gets worse at night. So I want to show that angle of it as well. The other thing too is that insomnia usually comes with it, and it's usually because you're in so much pain, your body literally can't sleep. So there might be additional videos in the middle of the night, because again, I can't sleep. I don't want any special effects. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want a pure, raw, unedited, straight across video of what it's like to have a chronic illness, and what we go through. I really hope I can get this channel going, very active, to spread awareness. So please, please tell people about the channel. I'd love to hear ideas and thoughts on what you guys think and how I can grow the channel and what I can do and how I can help people. Like I said, and adding different people and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video right now. I'll probably put another one up later this afternoon with some more information and how the day's going and stuff. Because believe it or not, this little bit of talking has exhausted me and dried my throat out. So I'm going to say not goodbye, but we'll talk again in a little while. Have a blessed day.